And welcome on in to another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends, Baseball Edition. I'm Terry. Well, newcomer bullpen bets here beside me, occupancy down below, and we are going to break down some games on today's slate. We'll jump right into the first one here. The Reds, let me get the picture up here. Sorry, Gutierrez are in San Diego facing Gore and the Padres, a total of 8.5 in this one. The Padres have been playing really well as of late. I didn't really expect them to get off to this great of a start, but they have. They've looked absolutely great. So I have them on the money line and a parlay, and I'm also taking the run line at plus 104. I really like the Padres. They've just been playing great baseball, so I'm going to continue to back them here. Bullpen bets, what do you think here? Reds and Padres.
I think the Reds are a really bad baseball team. They don't have really anybody left that scares you as far as opposing pitchers go. So I like the Padres. They're hot. They're good. I figured they'd play well. You know, they're one of the favorites in the West. I like the Padres, and that would be a parlay piece for me.
Awesome. Occupancy, Reds and Padres. So what do you think here?
Yeah, hey Terry, how's it going? Thanks for having me on the show. Really appreciate it. Welcome to everyone in the chat. Y'all make sure you hit like, subscribe. We appreciate all the help we can get. Happy to talk baseball today. A couple good matchups on the slate. Checking out the Padres bats. They're still above the league average. 97 hits on the year. Look at that when I'm trying to determine, some player prop angles to take and sides and totals and whatnot. Padres runs also way above league average there. Look, when I see this game, I'm attracted to the -1.5 for the Padres. It's a plus 100 bet. It seems like just like a fair shot at calling this game right. I agree with bullpen. I don't really like the Reds here. We all kind of know what their trends have been like for seasons past and whatnot. And no, taking nothing away from the team, but I'm looking to back the Padres here, however I can.
I like it. Well, we'll move on along to the second game that I picked out for today. The Orioles against the Athletics. I know, what a game. Lyles against Jeffries. Oakland -130 here, playing pretty well. They were expected to take a big step back with trading away most of their good players. But for some reason, they've been able to kind of stay relevant here. They're playing pretty good baseball. This Orioles team, we know they're obviously still in rebuild mode. That's pretty clear. Lyles is not a pitcher that I like. He's definitely a pitcher I like to fade. Jeffries had a great first start there. To get Oakland at -130, I think it's a good price. So I'm on the Oakland Athletics here, especially at home against this Orioles team. I like the Athletics. Bullpen, what do you think here? Baltimore, Oakland.
Yeah, I actually got Oakland on my card today, -130. Both of these teams are terrible, and they'll be lucky to eclipse their win totals on the season. But as of right now, the A's are playing a little bit better. So, and I like some of these young guys on the A's team. They got some guys that are going to be good eventually, and they'll show. They'll have their spots during this season. So I'm with the A's. I got the A's -130. I actually bet it myself for a unit.
All right. I like it. Occupancy, Orioles and Athletics. Any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, so originally when I looked at this series, I thought it was a clear Oakland spot for the series. So they've taken two. They won opening night um, by by margin, and then they won by one in the last game. I'm just taking a look at the stats real quick. I mean, the Orioles had more hits in that first game. I think they may. I know I had some. We knew some people on the Orioles that night, and I liked the look too. I was, but for Oakland at -130, who's coming and surprised us. That second game, Orioles actually also had more hits, 7-8, but that was closer. And then, yeah, I mean, Oakland just got the batters in, which I know is what matters and wins ball games here. Um, I didn't get to the window yet with anything here. I might want to take a look into the pitchers more, but the Oakland, they're leading the majors in runs for. So that's something I take a look at. I take a look at bats, and they're way above league average too. Close to the top, not quite the top, but still pretty good. Hits, same thing. Pitching, might tell a different story. But no, they were actually right around league average here. Sorry, I'm going on and on. No, so I lean the A's, but I'm going to get to the window after some of these morning games finish out. And yeah.
All right. We'll get on to the third game here. The pitching matchup of the night. We have the Giants here facing the Mets. It is 1 second here. Let me get that correct. It's plus 108 for the Mets here. So -126 for the Giants, plus 108 for the Mets. A total of 6.5. In this one, Rodon has continued his excellent play from last year. Chris Bassett has just been absolutely pretty much perfect to start the season off. The Mets won both games against the Giants they played yesterday. And in this one here, they're plus 108 for the Mets. And I'm pretty tempted here. I like the way the Giants have been playing. I do like Rodon. Bassett's been really good as well. 6.5 in a baseball game. It's kind of tough to take the under there. And the first 5, I'm priced out of it. So currently nothing for me in this one, but I'm looking heavily towards the Mets and possibly either team within one. It's a prop you can get at some books. Either team to win just by 1 run, and that could be a look for me as well. Bullpen, any thoughts here, Giants and Mets?
Man, I tell you, that's a tough one. Both pitchers have looked well. I mean, the under 6.5 is. I know that sounds like that sounds crazy to bet under that, but I don't have any actual official plays on this game. If I was to bet on something, it would be the under 6.5. Just because it looks like it would go over. I mean, 6.5. I know who's betting under that. So that's the way I would look if I was going to do it. And not only that, I mean, obviously the pitchers have been good, and neither one of these offenses really impressed me either. Like, I don't think it's going to be. It'll probably be a 6 or 7 round ball game. So the line's probably pretty sharp. It's an easy fade for me the whole game.
Yeah, I totally understand. Occupancy, Giants and Mets. What do you think in this one?
I don't know. Something seems up. I don't necessarily like a plus 105 for the home Mets. Just doesn't. I don't know. What I think there's some sharps out there today. Seriously, I kind of want to stay away from this line. I mean, I don't want to just pass because obviously I want to talk about the game with you guys, but I cashed a Mets money line ticket yesterday, and I kind of felt good with that. And this year, I was actually going to turn around and back the Giants in the next one and bet Webb. But that didn't work out. Well, I didn't end up getting to the window with it because that first game went with a doubleheader. So I'm really not looking to get involved, but I really best of luck to you for betting this game.
Hey, no worries. It's a really good matchup. That's why I chose it. But we'll move on here to the next one. Everyone knows I'll have a pick in this one. The Blue Jays -118 are in Boston facing the Red Sox. A total of 9 in this one. Barrios against Pivetta. Obviously, Barrios had the worst start of his career to start the season. It was absolutely horrible. Not much else can be said, but he bounced back in his second game against the Yankees. Now he's facing Boston here. Everybody expected it to go over yesterday, including myself. I had an over ticket. I did not cash. No real big opinion on the total here for me, but I like the Blue Jays. Pivetta has not been good. The Blue Jays are going to hit him. So I want to talk anybody off the Blue Jays team total over as well. But Blue Jays minus 118. It's a good price, and I like it here. I'm also on the first 5 money line. I have that parlayed with something else. The next game we'll get to. So we'll get to that in a moment. Bullpen, any thoughts here in Blue Jays and Red Sox?
Yeah, man, I don't have any wagers on this myself, but looking at it, I would go over. I think both these pitchers could get roughed up in this one. I've been fading Barrow. Like that guy, I mean, he's just so inconsistent. When he's on, he's elite, but when he's off, boy, is it bad. And it's been like that for a long time. So he's just a guy I try not to get involved with too much. He's hard to cap. I mean, he's just all over the board. And I tend to fade spots like that, but I like the over. I like the over first 5. I like the over the full game. Again, neither one will get my money, but if I was going to advise someone to bet on that game, those would be my looks.
All right. Occupancy, Blue Jays and Red Sox. Any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, hey Terry. I mean, I lean with you. Agree with pretty much everything you said. Hit the like button, subscribe, and get notifications on if you want. Really helps out the channel. Appreciate that. Hello to everyone in the chat. Again, thank you for the support here. Look, I bet this game yesterday. I bet Toronto Blue Jays over a combo. It didn't work out yesterday, but it doesn't mean I think it was a bad bet. Yeah, I know a lot of Toronto Blue Jays fans, and actually I'm looking to get heavily involved in the player props in this game, but that takes like half an hour to an hour. I gotta like look up everything, so I can't really go over that. Maybe I'll tweet something out or something. But I really think the Blue Jays are due for a win. I feel like they're one of those offenses that can spring for 3 or 4 runs pretty quickly, as we've seen. So I just want to keep it simple and go a unit on the Blue Jays over 9.
All right. We'll go on to the next one here. Nicole's still watching. Thanks, Nicole. We'll move on here to the next one. The last game we'll talk about. The Rangers are in Seattle facing the Mariners. In this one, Dunning against Gilbert. Gilbert has looked really good so far. Nothing about Texas has looked good so far. Their offense looked good. They did put up a fight against the Blue Jays in the first series, but since then they have kind of faltered off here. Not many good things can be said about the Rangers. I'm on the Mariners here, so I have their first 5 money line parlayed with the Blue Jays first 5 money line. If you do both those together, it's plus 205. So I have a half unit on that. I like the Jays and the Mariners to be leading after 5 innings. Bullpen, any thoughts here in Rangers and Mariners?
Yeah, I'm high on the Mariners this season. I actually have some future wagers on them. So I'm a little biased probably on this, but I fade Dunning all the time. Like the guy, he might beat you 4 or 5 times a season. Like he's terrible. I mean, and even the games that he does pitch well, the Rangers bullpen's not scary, so you always got them to blow it too. So I just fade Dunning. It's almost like an auto fade. The guy's just not a good pitcher. He gets touched up a lot. And then, like I said, even if he does go out and give you a good solid 5-6 innings, the Rangers bullpen's perfect. I mean, they're perfect to let up a lead. So I'm on Seattle. It's actually my best bet today, minus 150. I think they win. And like I said, I'm a big fan of Gilbert, and I'm a fan of the Mariners this season. Not that I think that they're going to be the best team in the anything, but I like some of their young kids. I think they got a pretty good home advantage up there. And, the odds. I bet it for the odds. That obviously there's teams that are going to be better than Seattle, but the odds wasn't there for me to bet them. So I went with Seattle in the AL, and I got St. Louis in the NL. And I'm pretty heavy on a lot of those futures. But yeah, I got a bet on Seattle tonight. Minus 150 would be my best bet.
All right, perfect. Occupancy, final game of the night. What do you think here, Rangers and Mariners?
Hey guys, Mariners. I'm looking to back the Mariners. I looked and I just because the way I was approaching this game was Seattle is a team that if you bet them every game last season, you were ahead. I'm not saying I like the Seattle baseball team. I'm not going far and talking about, but I would basically say that I don't expect the trends to change that quick. And if there's a little carryover from last year, why can't it be tonight? Kind of going to approach it with the first half look, and then the Toronto first half. Terry, the one you just gave out, I like it. My book is giving me a little bit of a worse price, but my book's also known for it, so I'm not too upset. I don't know. That's the way, and then I would go with like another unit on the Seattle money line as a single bet. That's how I would approach this game.
All right. And then we'll go to last pitch. So basically, anything anybody else wants to say about the MLB slate, I'll just run through the picks that I have. So my first parlay is already underway. Milwaukee and San Diego, both on the money line. Obviously, Milwaukee is currently winning. I also have San Diego on the run line, Oakland Athletics money line, Toronto Blue Jays money line, and then I have the Toronto first 5 money line parlayed with Seattle first 5 money line plus 205. So that is all that I'm on today. A smaller card for me, but I like what I have, so I'm not going to force anything else. Bullpen, anything else you want to say about your MLB card?
Yeah, man. The only play that I actually bet today, and that's on my card that we didn't discuss, I got Arizona, Washington to go over 8. It's at minus 115, which I wasn't thrilled about, but I did it. So there it is. And then other than that, I'm on the A's. I'm on Seattle. Those are my 3 plays. I'm not a high volume bettor. I don't throw out 17 plays a day. I'll be lucky to find 3 or 4 in a day. I mean, I know guys like to bet a bunch of plays and stuff, but trust me, there's not that many angles. There's not that many spots where these bookmakers are off on these lines. Like the value's just not there. And yeah, you can play 17 plays and you might go 17-0, but that doesn't mean that they were good bets. You just got lucky. So, I try to stick in the, some days I'll look and there will be 10, 12 plays that I like. And then I'm just like, oh man, that can't be right. Like I'll have to look at it and try to, what am I not seeing here? But yeah, 3, 4 plays a night. I'm on the A's, Seattle, and the Arizona, Washington over 8.
All right, perfect. Occupancy, last pitch. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, my bet on pitcher is playing Miami tonight. I'm going to try to get a money line wager on that. Nothing else in terms of those type of angles, but honestly, what Ohtani did not do great on the mound in his last outing, and a plus money for Houston actually is kind of appealing. I know I think they split the series so far, so I could be looking towards definitely Miami, and then maybe this Houston money line. It's interesting.
Yeah, the Miami thing, I looked at that game a lot. Both of those pitchers have good numbers against those teams. It's just it just, after all was said and done, it looked like a fade for me. I mean, it really does look like a coin flip. I mean, it's tight. It's really tight. And then what was the other game you just mentioned?
The Astros versus
Yeah,
at home.
no,
Yeah.
I didn't play it, but I agree with you. Otani has to show us something before we, just give him the Cy Young. And the Astros are a lot better at home. I mean, they're a home team, so they play good in that stadium, and I like that look. I like Houston. If I was to bet that, I would bet Houston also.
All right, and we'll go on to the best bets segments, and we'll start with dog of the day here. No dog for me today. I searched the board, and there was nothing that I really liked. Nick went with the Mets. That's pretty much the dog I would have went had I chosen one. Tim went with Colorado, and Nathan went with Boston. Bullpen, is there any dogs that you like?
There's really not. I didn't bet any, and usually that's all I play is plus money stuff, especially in baseball. But today it is what it is. That's what it is. That's what I got. No dogs.
Hey, totally fine. Occupancy, is there a dog that you like for tonight?
Houston.
All right. And then over or under, again, for new people watching the show, dog of the day, over under, both optional. So if you're not feeling it, you don't have to give one. And today, again, no over under for me here. Nick went with Arizona, Washington, first 5 under 4.5. Nathan did the same. Tim went with Boston, Toronto over 9.5. And Bryant went with Seattle, Texas over 7.5. Bullpen, is there a total you like today?
I actually bet the Arizona Washington over 8 full game at minus 115.
All right. Arizona slash, for some reason, it's not typing in here.
Yeah, the Kelly kid, he usually does better at home, and he hasn't impressed me this season. I made a lot of money on him last year, but this year he's not there. And then the kid from that Washington's got pitching from Atlanta, he pitched good in Atlanta. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I think there's going to be a lot of runs scored in that game myself. So
Hey, no worries. They have the first 5 under. Maybe both can win.
possible.
Yeah. Best bets, best parlay pieces. I just was thinking about one of my parlays, but decided I'm going with the Blue Jays money line. My best bet minus 120. A lot of people don't really like Barrios. I think he's a hell of a lot better than Nick Pivetta is. So I expect a Blue Jays win here. I'm also on Guerrero over half a hit as my parlay piece. Nick went with Seattle Mariners on the run line as his best bet. Seattle money line as his parlay piece. Tim went Arizona Washington under 8.5 as his best bet. New York Mets plus 2.5 as his parlay piece. Bryant went with the Cubs on the money line. Toronto team total over 3.5 as his parlay piece. Nathan went with Boston Verdugo over 2 bases in the game. And then he went Seattle team total over 2.5 as his parlay piece. Bullpen, you said earlier going Seattle money line is your best bet.
Yeah, I think as far as a single bet goes, if you can get it, 150, 155 is what I'm seeing it at right now. I seen it at 158 in some spots, which is getting a little pricey, but that's probably would be my best bet. Yes.
All right, and parlay piece.
Parlay piece would be the Padres. That should just be easy free. I mean, it's juicy. It's minus 200. So I mean,
Yeah,
they
hey,
should
that's
win.
totally fine.
But yeah, they should win that easy.
Oh, fingers crossed. Occupancy, best bet.
Yeah, Terry. Let's. I'll go with the over 9 in the Toronto Boston game. Or wait, did Tim take the over 9.5 in his? Yeah, maybe over 9.5. That for show purposes is fine.
Boston over 9.5. All right, and parlay piece.
Can I go with the Miami Marlins to cover 1.5, so plus 1.5. On like one of those alt lines, or is that too
Yep.
juicy?
No, Miami plus 1.5 is fine.
Yeah.
It is Miami.
Okay.
It's not. They're not like the Dodgers or something. So the odds should be good there. And that's it. That's a show. Best of luck to everybody tonight. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. If you enjoyed the content, smash the like button. We appreciate all the support. And there'll be another episode again of Wild Libertarian Friends, Hockey Edition in half hour. Thanks, everybody, and best of luck tonight. Have a good one, guys.
Thanks.